Well, ladies and gentlemen, guess what we're riding? It starts with B, ends with W. It's only the BMW S1000 Shingle R. IR. Whoa!
That's how we do it, yeah.
Right, okay. Before we get into all the Christ antics, let's just talk about the bike for a bit, yeah? This is a 2015 model, very kindly loaned to me from Bahnstomer BMW in Alton. Let's get that out of the way first. This is the full Monty version. Electronic suspenders, cruise control, heated grips, you know, different rider modes, dynamic, rain, road, lap time. Yeah, it's got everything. It's got everything basically. It's basically if you look at this video, you know what this is. It's the S1000R naked, slapped in a slightly modified frame, bit more torque thrown at it, bit less top end power, but a bit more torque thrown at it, and sat in a naked basically with upright bars and a comfortable seat and riding position. I mean, it sounds like an absolute winning recipe, doesn't it? I mean, how can anyone taking those ingredients possibly mess this up? And well, BMW, they haven't they haven't messed it up. It's very nice. And I've ridden the GSX S1000, I've ridden the KTM Super Duke 1290, and now this. You know, all those bikes are aiming for your lunatic side. Unfortunately, it has got a quick shifter on this, but I'm wearing great big motocross boots, and I'm really struggling to get the gear change. So I do apologise. I can ride a motorcycle, but with these boots, I'm not getting the best out of this bike, unfortunately. But yeah, this bike, I mean, first impressions getting on this is the pegs are quite high, and I don't think it's as comfortable as the GSX S1000. I don't think it's quite as comfortable to ride. For my shape, anyway, I'm 6'2", portly. The legs are a bit too high for me. It's not quite as comfortable as that bike. Suspension, because it's fully electronic, you've got, you know, the best of all possible scenarios really with that. So you've got excellent, you know, bump absorption on the rough stuff. And then when you want to give it a bit more beans, you can go into the settings and you can harden it all up. Heated grips, get the heated grips on. It's getting autumnal. Winter is coming. Look out for the White Walkers. Winter is coming. It's a good looking bike. I think I prefer the styling of this than the GSX-S. I think the styling on this is better. It's very aggressive. It's obviously got the look of the the double R. It's obviously got the look of the double R out. But I like it. I like what they've done with the headlight. I mean, they wanted to keep the asymmetrical headlight, but I think it looks better on this than it does on the double R. It's got more, it's a bit smaller, looks quite mean. A mean front end. What's she come as? Let's give her some right old beans in first. Right old beans in first gear. We haven't done that. Whoa, change gear, you dick. Bloody boots. I like that. Oh yeah. Can feel that wheelie controls. Not too intrusive either. Quite nice. Not too much intrusion from that. Christ. That was quite a lot of intrusion. I'm quite surprised that cut quite so aggressively when it was quite high. I think the electronics on this are not as good as the R. I wonder if this has got the old electronics package on it. Because when I went on the R, the 2015 R, it was much more progressive than that, the wheelie cut. That was almost like, well, you've done nothing about it, I'm going to cut it. Rather than the R had a nice bounce to it. That was like, whoa! Yeah, maybe it's got the old R electronics package, not the new one. I'll have to confirm. Throttle response is really good. That's something where it does beat the GSX-S. It's got a very snatchy throttle on that. And for a ride-by-wire system, which is what this has, it is extremely good. And as you put it into different modes, then the aggressiveness of that throttle is actually altered as well, which is nice. And being the S1000 engine, you know, you can be guaranteed that there's plenty of power there. When they've lost 2,000 revs off of it, it's now redlines at 11. It used to redline at the R redlines at 13. So he's lost a couple of thousand revs. You've dropped down from 190 horsepower to 160 horsepower on this. There's an apple in the road. But it's got more torque, and this has got more usable power. But it doesn't have that absolute screaming banshee crap your pants top end that the S1000 does. R. Oh, this is confusing. These bikes are just named far too similarly. And to be honest, it's not making me want to thrash it. This is, you know, you get on this bike, high beam, I keep knocking the high beam, you get on this bike and you can ride it quite sensibly. I've got no urge really to just keep gunning it everywhere. I'm quite happy just to sit and cruise on this, whereas if I was on the R, it's a different story on that bike. You just makes you want to thrash it. This is different. This is probably a better road bike, or a tourer or commuter. I mean, it's very comfortable at any speed. Let's get a little bit of a lean. Let's get a little bit of a lean on. I don't know if it goes around there nice. At a nice speed. Now I'm not going to try and get my knee down or anything, because I'm just not. Being naked, there's a bit of wind buffeting. You know, as you've got a little screen here, but it's really only it's nothing really. You couldn't even really call it a screen really. So it's more or less absolutely naked. And anything over sort of 70 is buffety. Right, we're going for the overtake. Drop a cog. One down. Let's get right in the power. Let's give it beans in the power. It still does have that insane rush at the top. Brakes are absolutely bloody excellent. Brembo front brakes. Yeah, what was I saying about it not being as bad as an S1000? I might be taking that back. Yeah. It's got some go. It's got all the go you'd ever need. It's not got that masses of torque though, which I know I said I wouldn't compare it to the KTM, but the Super Duke is just got bags of character, and the torque on that bike is absolutely phenomenal. And I think if I wanted a naked, I just think I'd really like instant torque, whereas this is, oh, high beam again, this is you know, this is more about top end power, whereas like the KTM is just torque. Hello, red bomb. Oh, that sounds good. So it's a it's a great bike. It's a great bike. I don't know if I'm absolutely in love with it though. I don't know if it's a bike that really pulls at your heartstrings. I'm not sure it's got enough character. I think it's just a little bit sterile. It's excellent, don't get me wrong, it is excellent. But I'm just wondering if it's a bit too clinical. I'm not feeling like I must rush out and buy one and do something silly on the credit card. I just can't. I'm not getting that feeling. Mrs. Chops will be happy. Oh, bit of injection roar there. Did you hear that? Let's have a really high gear. 2,000 revs. Ooh, that's got. She's got a roar to her. And if you're in the market for, you know, 1,000, well, a large capacity naked, shall we say? I do like a large capacity naked. Then this has got to be on your shortlist. It's got to be on your shortlist. But as good as it is, and it is very, very good, I think the GSX S, ow, that was hard, that wasn't very good. The GSX S, for me, oh yeah, I think it's slightly nicer. Hasn't got as many toys, but I think just the feel of the bike is slightly nicer. I just think it rides slightly nicer than this. Because don't forget, the GSX S is a ground up build. The frame and everything, the chassis is a ground up build. It's got the engine from the K6 or whatever it is, but the chassis is ground up. Whereas this is obviously the S1000 chassis. The rear end of this bike is exactly S1000. So in some ways this bike is more of a compromise than the GSX-S, because the GSX-S was built to be a naked bike and they just bolted in one of the best Suzuki engines out there, whereas this has taken one of the best sports bikes out there and turned it into a naked. Now, I don't know which is the best way to do it, but for me I think the ground up build as a naked has a slightly nicer feel to it. So I think if it's my money, I honestly think it would be the GSX-S, even though this has a bit more power, I'd say. I think the GSX-S just edges it for me. Just edges it for me. But saying that, this has better electronics package, better traction control system, better brakes, much better brakes than the GSX-S. It's tricky. It's a very nice bike. So if you've enjoyed my review, please like the video. It makes a big difference. And also please subscribe to the channel. I've got various other bike reviews, especially nakeds. I like a naked, and I've reviewed most of the other naked, so I'll put them in the up there. Yeah, have a look. But there we are. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. If you've got anything you'd like me to try and test ride for you, let me know in the comments. I'll see if I can sort that out. And big thank you to Bahnstomer for lending me this. If you're buying a BMW, if you're buying one of these or any other BMW, Bahnstomer, absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Definitely worth buying it from them. So there we go. Thanks so much, guys. I will see you on the next video. Should have worn my other boots. riding this like a knob jockey. It's brand spanking new, that tractor, I think. It's got now. Who cares? Who cares whether the tractor's brand new, really? It's not part of the review how the tractor's performing. I'm waiting for the tractors to pull away. Waiting for the tractors.